All right. Here we go.
Oh, I'm wound up. I'm cocked back so fucking hard. I'm so hard.
Hard and ready to be.
Hard.
I'm coming. Look out.
I'm coming.
Look out.
Look out, Zuck.
That's it.
Fucking dickhead. This is once again, and I'm just gonna rant about this.
Do it.
But this is this is an example of how you are the product. You don't own this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a free service we're gonna offer everybody, just a way for everyone to connect with each other, except unless you say and do and are whatever the conditions have you be, instead of just whatever you are.
Follow along, and if you can't, get out.
Yep, sorry.
Get out.
You can't have this feature that literally you just had yesterday.
Yep.
You can't have it now because, well, you see, it's all changed. You see, it's all changed
bye-bye.
around.
All gone bye-bye.
You needed 100 people instead of 92.
No, 6. Did I say 2? Or is it 6? What is it?
Do we have 96?
Let's see.
How many?
92. I was wrong.
Yeah, because I did the math.
I was
real
looking
quick.
at 60
followers.
63 followers on YouTube, and I got the numbers off.
Oh.
Getting
63
garbled up.
followers on YouTube's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. We got most of them after I did my Abraxas video.
Hell yeah. You need to do the Abraxas video on Facebook, apparently.
And then maybe I can release the blooper reel on Facebook, and that'll get us all the followers.
Look, that blooper reel, I'm gonna say you have a high constitution for releasing the blooper reel because because it doesn't play during the credits. It's not to like an audience.
No.
You're the dead stare. We're like, ba-ba-da, fuck, fuck. And you just keep staring at the camera. It's insanity.
I'm a professional.
It's
That's why.
It's hilarious. It's so good.
I'm a professional actor.
People are gonna be clamoring for your blooper reels, like
Give
the
me-
Snyder cut.
That's right.
Give me the fuck.
We'll release them at the end of the
The
season.
fuck cut.
Yeah, that's right.
Fuck cut. I want the not the cut where Superman fucks his mom.
Give me the juices.
I just want the juices. I just wanted the aftermath. I just want one long shot of all the fluid afterwards on the ground. If Superman came in an Earth woman, wouldn't he shoot right at the back of her ass? Bam! Like a gun. Shit, he'd like bust her pelvis apart.
Yeah, just explode like a fucking pipe bomb in all directions.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's it.
It has to, because
think
about it, the velocity of his cum would be representative of the planet he used to be on, where the gravity was much higher.
He has to go in like solitary confinement for like 3 weeks so that the doc's here. The doc's in the house.
Hey,
we got doctors in the house. We're safe.
She followed us over. Thankfully.
There we go.
Does she have a YouTube account?
Yep.
That you know it's her. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
she does. Yeah,
Cool.
So I don't think I've ever watched you guys on YouTube. Weird.
Well, unfortunately, I don't know if you've heard the ranting. Have we been streaming?
No,
this whole time?
just the recent part here.
Oh, God.
But
I was ranting. I'll keep ranting later. But
oh yeah. So so basically we discovered that we can't, because we don't have enough followers on Facebook.
Guess how many we're missing?
Yeah.
For the total, we need 100. We have 92.
I'll tell you have more fingers than we need followers.
You do, yeah.
Not Nick, but you do.
No. Unless you count toes, in which case.
No, I said fingers. I said fingers.
I think
not
only got...
phalanges.
I guess he doesn't have any on the one hand because he's got a thumb.
Yeah, and that's but
and it's always pointed down when he's talking.
Pointed
when he's
down.
looking at us.
He's not. He's not.
Also, by the way, if you want to go Thursday, I'm off Thursday again. If you want to go see him.
Thursday might work. Let me take a look and see what's going on. Oh, when is that? We're supposed to be meeting somebody. Kara Sister's coming to town later tomorrow, and then
Kara Sister's coming to town. Kara Sister's coming to town.
I was doing the horse.
If this was if Iron Maiden wrote. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
It's all about the gallop. All about the gallop.
And as I bounce around like
That's
a
it.
child in one of those like those little seats that you get to just occupy them.
Yeah.
I never lost the instinct, apparently.
I spent
According to this
I spent
stream.
most of my childhood in one of those bouncy seats. My mother said that
Neglectful.
I would cry anytime they take me out of it. I was like, don't let
So
me.
they spent your whole childhood giving you anything you wanted?
Well, as long as it was staying in that seat. Like, gave him plenty of time to get
Keep his
stuff done.
expectations low.
Very,
Don't
very
have
low.
him explore or figure out anything else.
All about
Keep him in the
chairs.
damn
It'll
seat.
all be about chairs.
The bouncing element.
That's all you need to do. It's the only thing.
Mm.
Let's start the show.
All right, fuck it.
Let's start the show. Let's see if it works this time. It shouldn't cut out. I plugged it straight into the computer
right, I
instead of in
forgot
the
that.
USB hub. So I
Yeah,
think
I forgot about that
I
last
think
week.
everything will be fine. So we'll see what
All right,
happens.
well,
Here
whatever.
we go.
It's all a disaster.
That's true.
I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Yay! And then, wait. What does that do? Did that blow your mind? That just happened.
This corner weighing in at 180 pounds.
Darkness, everybody!
You've got a dirty, whorish mouth.
A fucking amateur. Am I wrong? No. Am I wrong? Yeah. Okay then.
Hail to the king, David.
Oh, fuck it, dude.
Let's go bold.
If you tell anyone about this, I'll fucking kill you. I'm kidding. We'll come back by tonight. Okay.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Kickstart with Matt.
And Matt,
And we're
creaky Matt.
a creaky.
Ah,
This is welcome
like an old door.
every morning.
You can't replace me.
What's it? That's
I'm built
that's
into
a-
the foundation.
That was a song.
Every morning
As I hang my wagon from the corner of my girlfriend's phone. I don't know what band that was, but I
Shut the door, baby. Don't, say a word. That was wasn't that like Sugar Ray or something?
Could have been Sugar Ray.
Yeah, Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yeah, that's
a
right.
great
That's
fighter.
exactly
And a
right.
even better singer.
I'll
Whoever
tell
the
you
guy
what.
was, he's like a major drug addict, or he's dead.
I think both.
Yeah.
I think both.
I think I remember
they
reading
may,
about that.
They may or may not have
We
been
need
related.
Juan.
Those two things.
God, we need
Juan,
one.
please, Juan. You've got to
I
follow.
think he would know.
You've got to follow us over. Allison says it was Sugar Ray. So
Oh,
we're
okay, good. Thank you.
But-
Thank you, Allison.
So we are also for our live stream here.
hello.
We're only on YouTube today, and we discovered that as of yesterday, you have to have 100 followers on your Facebook page in order to live stream. How about that shit?
Mm-hmm.
So guess what, Facebook? Fuck you.
Fuck
How about
Facebook.
that?
Fuck it. I'm so sick of this goddamn Gestapo garbage. I feel like I'm in Nazi Germany. This is horse shit.
Oh my god! So luckily, we have our happy backup, which is YouTube, always holding down the fort, always keeping.
At least
Just-
staying true to their fucking
They're in this feeder gainer relationship with all these pointless content creators.
Yeah.
And they're like, just please give
That's
me
the-
more content.
that's the premise of YouTube. It's
more
you.
content.
It's for you.
I'm a
Facebook.
wreck right now.
More
I am.
content.
I'm a wreck. I'm an absolute fucking wreck. I hate it because I think that most of the people who engage with us are on Facebook.
Yeah.
I'd say that our most representative followings on Facebook. I tried to boost our posts, like our posts before. I was like, I think I was either
What?
paying for it or something like that.
Oh, a long time ago. I
Yeah,
remember you
few
talking
years ago.
about that.
And it all it did was reach ignorant ass fucking moron people who were like, this sucks.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're right. But also, I mean, I'm just bothering strangers with it now.
Right.
So I'm
Exactly.
just going to leave it alone.
Yeah.
I could tell that they were just like stupid.
Right, exactly. I mean,
So-
like, it's not. We could certainly run a campaign and be like, "Hey, we need this many followers to," but we don't want that. It's not because we don't want people to come and just be here because they
Yeah.
think that it's something. You know,
If you know of someone who isn't
if
already,
you have a
liking it,
Facebook account
yeah.
that you don't use,
Yeah.
but you still listen to the show,
Mhm.
just log back into that baby and give us a follow. That's
Yeah.
all we need. We just need a
We
couple of
need
people.
8.
Eight.
Okay.
Eight's all we
need 8 people. We're 8 people short.
But eight,
How fucking
not,
stupid
but
is
not
that?
8 people. Hey, please help us out. No, We don't want any charity. We're not looking for any of
We're
that
gonna
shit.
lose 8
We
people.
want to. That's right. And I hope that we lose people as a result of this. Then at least we can stop talking about it because we're too far.
It's so. But here's the thing that pisses me off. Like among many things, really the only thing we ever do on Facebook is live stream it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
knowing that it's going to be Tuesday,
Right.
I don't really see a point of having the Facebook account at all. If
Yeah.
that's going to be the case.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
But then Instagram sucks too.
Right. It's a nightmare. Yeah. Yeah. Everything is awful.
I just don't understand. It's I know it's not like a public park, and I'm sounding like entitled, but I thought Facebook was just a way for people to connect with each other. Why the fuck was yesterday it was good enough to have no cap on your followers or no
I don't know about you, but all my troubles
minimum.
seem so far away.
If only yesterday, baby. Paul McCartney.
It's it. He's once he's done being Frankenstein falling down some stairs. But yeah, it
Live and let die. Oh, man,
it's a brave new world out there in the Wild West as it turns into I suppose New York.
What do you mean?
The internet. It's just
Oh,
it's
just gonna be-
slowly
Just gonna be
slowly but surely.
theft and homelessness.
That's right.
and,
Just full
murder.
and just full of rats. So
Rats.
many rats
Big
everywhere.
rats.
And they'll form their own kingdom deep within the sewers
I hope so.
of the internet, and that
Oh,
they'll
they
rise
have-
up.
They really have already. I mean,
Yeah,
think about
yeah,
it.
and really, when you're a rat, all you have to do is make sure that the humans keep throwing out partially eaten food.
Mhm. What do you think
That's-
4chan and Tumblr are?
That's I know, right, exactly right. It's a
Just
way
rat
you have to find a way to keep those rat fingers on the human pulse, and it's a big difference between finger and pulse, or vein size. So it's very difficult for the rats to keep the human pulse.
Mhm.
Reddit helps to bridge that gap.
Yeah.
It's the internet equivalent of a peacemaker.
I'm a giant rat looking to know more about you.
Yes,
AMA.
exactly right. Exactly right. And this is where we find peace. This is where the whole world can finally join as one. We don't need an
On
alien
Reddit?
threat. Yes.
When you finally accept that the rats are are just here to usurp your resources.
No. They're here to usurp your garbage. They're here to take
Oh,
the
well.
things that you don't want anymore. It's a
Yeah.
symbiotic relationship
No, the
until you
problem
start to
is-
realize when you're at the grocery store and you're looking at that apple,
Mm-hmm.
you're like, I'm only going to eat half of this. And some motherfucking rat is going to get this for free. He should pay for part of this fucking
Ain't
apple.
that America?
And that's exactly what happens. And that's where the taxes come in.
This is exactly what
We're
people-
going to hang 8 of your family every day until you pay your taxes, back taxes.
Americans believe this, and I'm
Yeah.
going to say there's groups
Yep.
of Americans that believe
Yep.
this. How dare you get something for free?
That's right.
Meanwhile, I'm paying for it?
Yeah, I think something's.
Uh-uh.
I think the seesaw's about to flip the other direction.
I'd rather stomp your fucking head in.
That's it.
I'd rather stomp your bloody brains out of your nose before I give you a single thing for free that I had to pay for. I had to pay for this.
That's right. And I'm not wearing those pants again. I wore them yesterday. Never again.
Mm-mm.
Come on. I'm not disrespecting the troops like that.
That's right.
Never
Zucky
again.
changed the rules, and he said no more. You don't have
No
to. You
more.
don't have to put those pants on
Nope.
again.
Nope.
They're like razor wire.
That's exactly right.
It's so uncomfortable.
Slicing. They're cutting deep into the
Ow.
flesh. I can't even feel.
Ow.
It's in the bone now. It's in the bone. You made me wear them again. And then it's on you. That's on your soul, your conscience, your karma for several lifetimes in the future. You're working that out because you maybe put these razor wire pants on. Think about what you're doing. Think about what you're asking me to do.
Mm-mm.
We're not on Facebook.
You see how the
Facebook
degradation
said no.
degradation it's happening at an alarming rate. Can you believe Facebook said no to this?
Son of a bitch, what is going on?
I think it's just more that our goals are finally being reached.
Yeah, I actually,
People
you know
people
what?
are locking us out.
Yes, we finally started to tick some of these boxes that have been gathering dust for a while.
Say something worthwhile or
you know,
shut up.
Sometimes as you slide down into the mire of death that is life, sometimes, the paradox of things, you start to realize this is right. This is what's supposed to be. This is what I've wanted all along, to not be on Facebook.
I'll tell you what, it's a relief.
I'm happy. I'm happy that we've
Glad
come.
we're finally gone.
I'm
but if you
happy
know
we've
8
gotten to this
people,
point. Yeah,
please
if
let
you
us
do,
know.
if you want to
'Cause-
float them our way,
I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life.
if we're not on Facebook, nobody's gonna like us anymore. We're gonna lose all the people that like to
I just
tell
don't
us
know.
these guys suck. How are we gonna know how much we suck if we don't have the haters?
I don't know what's more pathetic. The fact that we're this close to
Yes.
having the required amount,
Mhm.
that the required amount is actually kind of low,
Right.
but like, or even just getting mad that there is a required amount. at
I
all.
think the whole thing is a whole beautiful story. It's like the Canterbury Tales.
Canterbury.
That's just a whole bunch of rich
I think
folks.
Canterbury is
and
like a place in
and a
Maryland.
monk. Yeah, that is. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. There's a bunch of people, weird
right.
clergy people there that tell
Just
stories
homeless
sometimes.
People, yeah.
Well, they're homeless now, but they used to
Right.
be clergy. So it's God works in mysterious ways. So
Like through heroin.
that's they say that's God petting you. That's what the kids say. It's like being pet by God. So
Never want his touch to leave your
that's yeah. Well,
your veins.
it's an indelible mark sometimes, at least until the track mark goes away.
Mm.
Yeah, so we're officially banned. We're the band. We're a band podcast.
We're banned.
We've finally been knocked out, and it feels great. It's great to be in the underground. Welcome to the underground episodes. It's
We're
actually
back to
appropriate.
nothing.
It's appropriate because you know what episode we're at? 360 full circle, baby.
360.
360
Wow.
full circle, all the way
Taking a
around. The
turn.
first episode that was not allowed on Facebook. Facebook said no.
That's right.
No.
I mean, this is so clear. If you've been listening for the 11 minutes of this time,
Yeah.
okay, you are not surprised that
Right.
we have been kicked off of a platform, and you're probably sitting there hoping and wondering when we'll get kicked off every other platform.
And
We should
why
just be
have they
screaming
turned
at
it
each
into
other.
17 minutes of content.
We should be screaming at each other in a locked room, okay, where no one can hear us.
I
A
mean-
soundproof
I
place.
mean, we lock the cat out of the room sometimes. And
That's
so
for his own
that-
good.
that's exactly right. All the doors are shut. We are in a room, but they're not locked. But as far as I know, but then again, maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm.
What do you know? What do you know? Look how the world changed in just one day.
It's all slipping through your fingers like sand, and sand in the hourglass of time, as they say.
We get buried in the mire of.
I finished watching the John McAfee documentary today.
Oh, there's a documentary on it.
Do you know about it's called Gringo?
Okay.
Do you know anything about this fucking guy?
Yeah, a little bit.
Like, what do you know about him?
That he he got very conspiratorial.
Yeah.
He found his way down to like Mexico,
Belize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ironically, he went to
Yeah.
Belize, and he was doing like blow and hookers. I remember he made some like wild claim that Bitcoin was going to reach $1 million by a certain date, or he was going to eat his whole dick.
Uh-huh.
And then he I think he also said like, I'll never kill myself. And then he died and like through suicide, apparently. Because I think he said something like people know what I know,
Yeah.
and they're coming after me for it.
Uh-huh.
And that's why he was hiding in Belize.
So
So what does this documentary have to say?
this
to
fucking guy. So his
antivirus service is still out, although he's separated from
yeah,
it.
his shares
like,
got
sold
bought
it,
out or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah. But he
It's still protecting your computer though.
oh, it's still out there working. It's still got his name on it.
That's right.
He went down to Belize and he basically took over this whole community.
Okay.
He went in
Cult
and
leader?
well, no, like bought off the police,
Oh, okay.
hired all these people. But initially he came in, hired them to build his house and all this stuff. And then he bought the police department all these guns and tasers and stuff. So
Oh, okay.
basically just like greasing everybody's palms so they won't bother him.
So he became like it became a sovereign nation essentially.
Yup.
Holy
And
fuck.
so he basically he enacted a curfew in this town, and
Okay.
he told everybody that if he found them on the street after the curfew, he would kill them.
Okay, that's
Right.
pretty extreme.
And so he would go around, he would ride around in fucking SUVs.
Okay.
And if anybody was on the street, they would shoot them in the street and put them in the back and then just keep driving down the
Oh,
road.
he literally did that.
Yeah. Well,
He wasn't just an empty threat.
so, but here's the fucking kicker.
What?
So this documentarian's talking to these different
He's
people
like, oh no,
who are
it's getting
involved in
late.
this, right? and you're right.
The sun's going down.
And so they're talking to the head of the police chief or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they're saying, have you ever, like, what's your
Is this
criminal
being-
process?
Was this filmed during a time when he was alive?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
And so they were talking to him, and he said basically it came out that they don't have any DNA technology there, like
Okay.
to test for that.
That's
They
shocker.
are just starting to work out systems for fingerprinting within their legal system.
That's way behind.
So they're way
that's
behind.
That's
so
something,
basically,
that's something like 50 years
their
behind.
whole legal system is based upon eyewitness testimony or confessions.
The worst.
Yes.
The two worst
Yes,
possible pieces
exactly.
of evidence you
So-
could have.
So that's why he went there.
So he just went to somewhere that was essentially lawless and tribal.
And so
that he could
and
come
then-
in and have more
then
money
he
than their
hired,
god.
Then he hired all the locals to help him. So he was basically paying for all of their stuff.
So he just converted his probably $200 into 50 bazillion.
Oh no, he had a lot of money.
Oh,
He
no,
had,
I know.
he,
Yeah, I know.
he
He-
got
he
he
was
got all
pretty
these
rich.
lawsuits, and he talked about being bankrupt. But then he said he actually had just moved all the money to offshore accounts, so they couldn't tell that he had the money. And then he pulled it all back up again. And then later on, he was talking about how he's just been playing the press just for
Mm.
fun anyway. So it's like all this shit was going. But then he has all these teenage girlfriends there. And they interviewed a bunch of them.
Okay.
They didn't have sex.
Okay.
All they did, the girls would sit in a hammock and they'd cut a hole in the hammock.
Okay.
And John McAfee would put his face beneath the hole in the hammock.
Okay.
And then undescribable things. The good thing we're not on Facebook anymore, but on YouTube would happen.
Oh, you've heard
and
worse.
that was it. That was the end of the evening.
Okay, so
This is a multiple occurrence. This happens a lot.
I'm guessing that it's kind of like when you don't get a cup at the
Oh my, yeah. It's
at the
so-
soda fountain. Is this what we're
but-
talking about?
So after they talk about after that part of the documentary, the revealing section that might be, I start to look at his face
Yeah.
and start to notice that the older he's getting more, or as time is going on, he really just looks sickly.
Yeah.
It's got to be correlation there. I mean,
I mean, if you're ingesting, I'm guessing
I'm just
the
it's
kinds of waste products that no one goes near.
But
Is this what-
apparently-
is this what we're is this
yeah,
what we're
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about?
yeah. And
So you're saying he would just lay on the ground
Yeah.
under the hammock,
well, I don't-
not stick his face up in there and get all close and personal.
I don't
about it.
know. I'm sure there was some variety involved.
But it was just waste was
yeah,
being disposed of in a
Yeah, yeah.
creative way.
Yeah,
is what
well,
we're saying.
yeah. I guess it's
Like a
more
human
rec-
centipede kinda
recycling
deal?
recycling process. Yeah, yeah. That so he was a character
got us
apparently.
to-
He was a
you
character
know,
apparently, and
that's
he
the-
apparently did a lot of coke.
I love it's
He
hilarious.
loved the amphetamines.
The shit I said
Yeah.
was pretty radical, and then you went
Right.
ahead and you were like, actually, nope. Here's the most insane, indescribable nonsense that a person could do. This man was doing it.
That's what he did, and
He-
that was almost like his whole goal.
People revered him, nutballs revered
But
him
get ready,
as
get ready for this,
Mhm.
because while he was receiving,
Yeah,
while he
right.
while
He was
he
having
was
dinner.
As the evening progressed, in an adjacent building
Okay.
was a laboratory,
Mhm.
and he had hired this top scientist in this field. She was younger, and she had this whole theory going of stuff. he set up this entire laboratory for her to study these plants that grew in Belize, specifically, being the climate and all that stuff, for the medicinal properties. And so she had been making some progress and stuff.
Okay.
He, of course,
this sounds like the plot to a video game.
it's
Okay,
fucking
keep going,
crazy.
keep going.
It's
This is
fucking crazy.
This
And
is great content.
it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And so basically, all of this stuff. There's so much more too. There's this one guy who was notorious for killing people who were trying to kill him. Like he would hear that they were trying to kill him, and he would always kill them first, kind of thing, right?
Okay.
And so John McAfee, this kid came into John McAfee's house, stole a bunch of his shit, and and John McAfee hired a bunch of guys from the rough part of Belize to come and beat this guy up and basically make an example of him, to say, like, don't fuck with my stuff,
Okay.
And so they came, they beat the shit out of the guy, they like cut his face up, they tased him all over the place,
Yeah.
and then they threw him back into his neighborhood, and then he died in the hospital.
Okay.
So this guy who was notorious for killing people,
Shocking. I'm sure their medical
right.
assistance there is terrible.
is brilliant. Yeah. And so
You call an ambulance and a donkey shows up,
yeah.
dragging like a sack of like grain.
Like, we have to stop to deliver this pizza before we get to the hospital. So they were first. So it's on the list. They got to keep it warm, otherwise I don't get my tips. So the
You're gonna die anyways. Trust me.
yeah,
When
there's
you get there, they're gonna cut you up
a
worse.
whole lot. Yeah,
They're
yeah.
just gonna start shoving tubes in you.
We'll keep the slicer,
Yeah.
but
We're still figuring a lot out.
we're still finding our way.
Yeah.
But
It's all right.
so this guy who was notorious for killing people before they killed him,
John McAfee.
was this other guy on the
Okay. I
in
thought you were
Belize.
describing McAfee. He'll
No.
kill you before you can kill him.
Because John McAfee was the guy who got this dude beat up, right? And
Okay.
so this guy who was notorious for killing people before they killed him was his friend, apparently.
I see.
And so
So
word
Angus-
started.
This is like the plot of like a Far Cry game.
Yeah. So like word started floating around that John McAfee was, or that this guy was going to kill him. And
Mhm.
so then John McAfee hired a bunch of guys to try and kill him. And so there was this back and forth, whatever. And then finally he said, listen, let's meet in a market at Belize. In Belize, they did that. John McAfee fucking hired him on the spot to be one of his guys. So that squashed that whole thing.
So the guy he's like, I've got a lot of money. Why don't you just work for me instead of like trying to kill me?
Yep.
And so, okay. So, and the guy accepted.
Yep. So he's just like,
How do you trust the person that was just about to kill you?
money. He's got that much money.
So we're not okay. Go ahead.
So
on,
so
keep
this
going.
is it.
Got a lot of questions. Go
So
on.
he basically everybody. He's buying everybody off. He's just doing whatever he wants to do.
But
Right.
the money never runs dry. I mean, he must have like hundreds of millions of dollars, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. 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 But then also all this other stuff that he's doing with the money, aside from just
That
blowing
he's
it.
making money too.
Right.
Okay.
And so then this guy next door to him, I guess it is their fucking properties are huge there, which he just built a house right on the beach. The guy next to him, apparently John McAfee had these dogs that were really vicious, and he would have them on the beach. And so when people would walk by, the dogs would go crazy and whatever.
Mhm.
And so the guy next door said, I'm going to poison those fucking dogs. And then the next day, John McAfee's dogs died.
Okay. That was real
being
great to telegraph your next move.
Yeah. So he told somebody
To
in
the guy
town,
who's basically
right?
God living in your
because
jungle
this
kingdom.
guy hated John McAfee, and they all had their squabbles because they were neighbors, whatever. So then
Still
John,
pretty fucked up to poison somebody's dogs. I mean, my God.
So then John McAfee paid the guy who was notorious for killing people before they killed him
Uh-huh.
to go and fucking kill this guy.
Okay.
Of course, he doesn't admit it on camera,
Right.
but then all of the other people are talking about the circumstances, and then the girl like straight up like says the amount of money, like $5,000, which is what John McAfee paid him to kill this guy. He's like 5,000, like tells him like basically what happened, and he
Mhm.
starts smiling. Like, why would you say that? She's like, why are you smiling? And he's like, why would you say like 5,000? Like, why would that? That's not what happened. That wouldn't happen. Right? Yeah, because basically, like, he's
Right.
still afraid of him now.
Okay.
So after that, then the government started coming after
Wait,
him.
he paid. So his neighbor was killed.
So the neighbor got killed.
Okay.
They knew that John McAfee
And
was involved.
His
and
new employee guy did it, and
Yeah.
he did it for like $5,000, which
$5,000.
is cheap.
Well, that's. I mean,
That's a steal.
they-
No one. He
they-
didn't need.
they're
that much
talking
money.
about they'll kill people for $3.
That's look. What I'm gathering is that if I move to Belize, I
Yeah.
could live like John McAfee.
Right.
Pretty sure I could still, if as long as I get internet out there, I could be a king.
Well, and that's the thing. So
I could buy off the cops.
it was.
I
it's
could
this
buy
whole
this-
fucking
the
thing.
town.
So then he goes to
Shoot people after 11:30.
where did I?
That seems so weird. That's such an odd. That's like a
He did
terrorist.
that because he was afraid that the other locals were going to rise up against him and like try and come in the
he
nighttime.
became a fucking maniac dictator.
He was completely paranoid.
That's insane.
yeah.
As fuck. But it's such a weird little tiny study of like human nature that
It
this
totally
happens
is.
on small and large.
It
scales. Go
totally
ahead,
is.
go
And
ahead,
so
Bob.
then he kills his neighbor,
Okay.
not directly, but through this other guy.
It's wonderful.
and
Does he
then-
buy up his space?
And then no,
Oh,
because
okay.
then the cops come to question him. He goes on the run. He goes
I
to
thought he owned the cops.
he-
Or these like out of town.
no.
cops?
This is like for like all of Belize, not just this area where he was.
Okay.
And so the
They're like the FBI.
well, kind of, but like
the BBI.
the state people. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The
And so-
Belize Bureau of Investigation.
So they come and they talk to try to talk to him. He runs. He goes into hiding. He gets his one guy to get him out of the country to
Okay.
another country where they put him in jail. And his lawyer says his one girlfriend, who he was on the run with, her uncle is like this famous lawyer. He was the
She's
former
just eating
attorney.
Taco Bell.
attorney-
Just bow it down. He
Yeah,
said,
you
he
look
said,
at all those girls a little
he
different
said
after
watery
you hear
dinner
this.
tonight. he was craving beef stew.
so
Oh my god.
so he so then her uncle is the former attorney general. He's a famous lawyer. He meets with them in the jail and he says, listen, they can legally extradite you back to Belize in the for 21 hours, he said, because that's when the courts open back up again and I can
Okay.
get an injunction, all this kind of stuff, whatever, get you paperwork for asylum or whatever.
Yeah.
Because he's basically saying that the government's trying to put him in jail and then kill him in jail because they have a vendetta against him, blah, blah, blah.
I kind of remember hearing some whispers in like the media about this particular event. Go ahead though.
And so then all of a sudden, John McAfee, so it says lawyer tells him that, and he says, do you understand what I'm telling you? And John McAfee says, yes, I understand what you're telling
He goes, and guess what his lawyer's name was?
me.
Norton. Antivirus.
Always getting you out of trouble. People know your name, but I get the work done. I'm the one running in those background processes.
Who do you think took over your fucking pile of shit and made it a serviceable a product?
That's it. Yeah, so he
Oh man, I'm
So-
stupid. Go ahead.
it's okay.
Oh, I'm so dumb. I'm so fucking dumb. Yeah, baby. I belong in this country. You can't take me to Belize. I would not have the wherewithal. I'm so fucking stupid. I wouldn't have the wherewithal to take over a poor country like that. Are you kidding me? And I pay taxes,
Right.
okay, and
Sure.
I figure out how to just like how to fill out paperwork and shit.
Yeah.
I couldn't take over a country like that.
No, well, it's all about learning how to read the right people and go towards the right people. And he always he said he always had a fear of police.
Okay.
And so he would always
I can't imagine
I don't
why.
know why. It's
Jesus
amazing.
Christ.
But-
This is like I can't. This has got to be like something that he's desired to do.
yeah.
No, just random people don't just become the king of Belize.
Right. But
Anyways,
so
So
then
it's-
the lawyer says to
Yeah.
him, you got 21 hours until that they can extradite you. Do you understand what I'm telling you?
Like,
And he
he's-
said, I
he's-
understand.
he's gonna get extradited, right? Is that what you're saying?
Basically back to Belize
Yeah.
until they can file the paperwork.
For just under 1 day.
Right. So guess what happens?
Did he break out of jail?
John McAfee has a heart attack.
Oh,
Wink.
right. Ow.
And after 21 hours is up, he said, I'm feeling better. I'd like to go back to my cell now. This all happened.
That's a
There's
good.
news coverage of the whole thing happening,
Yeah.
him getting loaded in the ambulance, him leaving the hospital.
See, this must have been where I was seeing like these news
Mhm.
stories because
Yeah.
he was this weird mysterious figure in the news, and
Mhm.
he would come on. He would like hop on and do a video every time and again.
Yep.
That's how I heard about the. I literally heard him say like, you know, if Bitcoin doesn't go to this, I'll eat my dick.
Yeah, right.
I'll eat my fucking dick off. And you're just like, wow, this. You could tell, like watching him, you can tell he's like, kind of
He's
nutty.
hyped up.
Yeah,
he's hyped up.
He's on coke for
Yeah,
sure.
that's what they said. They couldn't charge him for drugs either because whatever he had didn't meet the qualifications for crack cocaine.
Had his
So,
own strain.
he
That's what he
had
had that doctor working on.
That's
that
exactly right.
Medicinal plant.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah,
Exactly
sure.
right. So anyhow, so then they got him extradited from this country back to the fucking United States,
Okay.
and then he ended up running for president.
Huh?
Under the Libertarian Party.
Oh, right. The libertarians loved him. That was the other thing. Okay. Yeah, this is filling in the gaps.
What a fucking story that is, right?
I mean, if you can rule this one nation,
I mean,
pretty sure you can be the president of this
and,
nation.
and the funny thing, all the police people they were interviewing, they were all saying that he was like the police Donald Trump.
Feliz Navidad. Damn.
Yeah, it
No,
was a
that's-
fucking crazy thing.
Absolutely. Like, damn, that's fucking nuts,
It's
dude.
it's wild. And if
Shit.
there wasn't video,
This isn't the end either.
if there wasn't video or photos of all of this stuff as it was happening,
Mhm.
if somebody was just telling the stories, I'd be like, you guys are full of shit.
Yeah.
You're
Well, it
just
seems like it's
repeating what he
speculation.
told you. Yeah.
it feels too it feels unreal.
Yes, it does.
Too wild to believe it.
Yeah, it's crazy, but I
But
enjoyed the depravity.
As you touched on all these different things. I mean, I remember seeing his name pop up in the news.
Yeah.
And him being kind of having like a mysterious
Right,
background / circumstances.
right.
It always felt like he was on the run from somebody, and he would talk
Mhm.
about how, like, you know, he
People are after him.
people are after him.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Wow, that's wild, man. So that's not even the end. He ran for president under the Libertarian Party.
Yeah.
But then I believe he did leave the country again, or did he?
I
did
don't
he
know
die
because
here?
because the documentarian came to one of the events for the Libertarian Party,
Mm.
and she was like talking to him for a little while, and she was like, "Do you recognize me?" And he's like, "No, I'm sorry, I don't." You know, and she said, "You don't recognize me?" He said, "No." And so he finally said, "I'm Nanette," which was her name, and he's like, "Nanette, Nanette. All right, I'd like you to. These are your people." And she's like, "Yeah." She's like, "I'd like you to turn all your cameras off now." And then he got up and he left the event.
He's like, I've been exposed.
Because he started by she sent him an email and he responded to her, "Don't email me again." And then a minute later he sent her another email. "If you ever email me again, I'm calling the cops." And then he sent her another email 2 minutes later. "If you do not leave me alone, if you imply that I'm denying this interview, I'm calling the cops." And then he would just keep sending her emails, you know, one after the other, just
Wow.
telling her, "Leave me alone, leave me alone." And then finally she started asking the right questions, whatever. Fucking crazy. It's a fucking crazy documentary. It's worth a watch. It's wild. Some wild shit.
That's awesome that somebody documented all that crap.
It is.
It's also insane that he like was somewhat kind of like was admitting to it prior to.
Yeah, there's interviews with him talking about stuff, and then it's a
Yeah.
lot of the people who were his helps, you know, his,
Mhm.
people who were really close to him, who were basically doing day-to-day stuff for him.
Yeah. Why would a whole entire community lie?
Yeah. Well,
Or-
and then there's all these people. There's a couple people in the documentary who didn't want to be revealed because they're like afraid for their life for talking about certain aspects of things,
Yeah.
and so they, you know, black them out or whatever. But so it's all aspects of his, you know, interesting journey there.
I believe it.
Yeah, it's but you know,
It's kind
either
of
way,
too-
either way, it's a hell of a story.
It seems like a weird thing to be a conspiracy.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
Well, he just seemed like the type to be like insane. The guy made a ton of money on his antivirus shit. I mean, look, it's still being used now.
Yes.
So, and you know, he must have sold it for a hefty bunch of money. So it's not like he didn't have the money or the power to do that stuff.
They
Like,
had a whole.
He also
thing
was not here in this country. He was like in Belize or whatever. It was known that he was out there.
in the office. They had a whole thing where they had like a contest going,
Mhm.
who could have sex in the most places in the office when nobody. So every day people would come in and Windex their desks off just
Oh.
in case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh,
And he would promote all that. You know.
what?
Yep. He loved the debauchery.
This guy's like Caligula,
Yeah,
even though I've
it's
never seen that. yet.
Crazy. You gotta watch it.
Still.
You gotta watch
And
him.
it's so weird. We were
Gotta
talking
watch
about
him.
this like off mic last. I think it was the
Yeah,
end of
last week.
week.
Yeah.
Where I was like, I am so comfortable with Malcolm McDowell.
Yes.
Where I see Malcolm McDowell, it's like he's my grandpa. I just
Yeah.
go, I don't know what it is about him. and I haven't even seen his dick that much because I've seen Clockwork Orange.
Right.
So what I'm saying is that I
You're
don't
gonna see
have
it.
as much reason
You're
to
gonna
even.
see it more.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
You're gonna see
But
it
it's
more.
so weird to be that comfortable. Maybe I'm that comfortable because I haven't seen it that
Yeah,
much.
well, that could be, but I mean, I'd say the comparison of what it looked like then to what it looks like now,
Yeah.
very different, very different.
Oh yeah.
Gravity has latched on firmly to certain parts, and
Certainly. I guess what it's more, it probably is more of a commentary of the fact that he is so comfortable just with whatever
yeah.
that it almost
Well, he talked about that in an interview. I forget where I saw
really?
him talking about it, but he was very, very uncomfortable in that
Oh.
movie. yeah,
wow.
but
We just click right. I don't know what
it's
I don't know
all
what it
it's
is.
all about it's all about the love, and
right.
it's all about the glasses. That's what we've learned.
Three
This is-
pairs
this
at
is what
least.
we know. That's
One
right.
on the top of the head, one on the face,
and of
and
course,
one around the neck.
what is life? What is a day if not finished by cheesecake? It's all you need to know.
my
It's
God.
all you need to know. And you know, all I need to know is some weird news.
Yeah, we're about to tell you the only thing you need to know this week.
That's all
You
need
could
to
have
know.
skipped this whole section.
I also saw a guy.
Skip ahead.
I also saw a guy in front of the hospital the other day.
Yeah.
I was going to a service call.
Mhm.
He had no shirt on, wearing hoochie saluchis.
Yeah.
Fucking pit vipers on.
Oh, nice.
Right?
Love it. It was me actually.
He walked into the middle of the intersection. It was fucking packed.
Yeah.
Cars everywhere, and started doing finger guns at all the drivers.
What? like a GTA character?
People were changing lanes.
What the fuck?
And like getting out of there. And he had like a little I don't know if he had a backpack on or like a fanny pack. He had some sort of like a thing. And so people were like, we're getting the fuck out of here.
Something that could be construed
Something's about to
concealer.
But he was
weapon.
but he was still obeying the traffic signals. I'll give him that.
Okay.
Like he wasn't walking before the light turned and all that stuff. But it was
Man.
fucking weird. Weird stuff.
I'll
Juan's
tell
here
ya.
too.
Hey, Juan's here. All right.
Juan, let's do some weird news.
Yeah. Just in time, Juan.
Let's do it, Juan. All right. We made it. We've got three. Juan and Allison are here.
Yeah, this is about the usual anyways.
There we go.
It's not much of a difference. It's just not on
Yeah,
Facebook.
Juan, that's our elementary school. That's where we all met.
Oh, and the pictures we took?
Yeah, Juan was asking.
Yeah,
about
yeah.
pictures.
That's where we all originally met.
That's it. Well,
And that's
I
actually-
can't tell you how many times I raced up those steps to get Sudafed from the nurse so I could get my amphetamines after recess. I was so stuffy.
Matt in his chair and his glasses for
my
focusing.
Chiro
This
flow.
motherfucker has perfect vision.
Yeah, but I have binocular dysfunction.
Oh,
I
right.
had binocular dysfunction. My fucking eyes don't track the same way, and that's what the fucking things were supposed to do.
Oh, okay.
But-
I always thought you just had perfect vision. And you just like had
I
them
do
for
have
focus or
no.
something like that. But
Yes,
but apparently
yes.
that was
Focus
that
is
meant-
an easy way for sixth graders to understand binocular dysfunction.
You're a fucking liar. You're a fraud.
I am a fraud, but that's still true.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the school we live. It's funny because we live very close by to it, actually,
Yeah.
and that's the place where I ended up proposing.
Yep.
To Allison. So it's with like a couple months left before our wedding.
Right.
We're like, let's go do some actual, some proposed pictures out there. So yeah,
That's the way.
it's still standing. Guess what? The number on the top of when it was built.
Yeah.
1926.
Whoa.
Almost 100 years old.
Wow, that's
In a couple
cool.
of years. Yeah, fucking wild, man.
That's something for America.
Yeah, I can't believe it's still standing.
Do it. All right. I don't know who you are, third person, but thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
I heard that Ashton Kutcher's in a little
Ashton Kutcher's watching the show?
little hot water. No, I
Oh.
just think he's like
What
I
did
think
he
he's like
do?
a former P. Diddy supporter, and
Uh-oh.
now it's like, uh-oh,
Uh-oh.
like he might know a little bit.
Uh-oh.
of
Oh,
what,
I
what
see.
happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't know. That was just something. I think I'm totally throwing hearsay around. Please, this is just rumor mill stuff.
Did
This
you-
is not something.
Did
that
you
is
watch
official.
any of that Dark Side of the 90s thing?
Mm-mm. No.
With the Drake and Josh guy that got in trouble?
Drake Bell?
Yeah.
No, it was called Dark Side of the '90s,
I
or
think that's what.
are you
No,
talking
no,
about All
that's
Quiet on
another
the
show.
Set?
Yeah, that's
All
it.
Quiet-
Dark
yeah.
Side of the '90s was like a Hulu thing. I
Oh.
think they did. It was like a 4-part series on.
Now, I heard a lot about this Nickelodeon expose, but I was also something that I saw which gave me a little pause about it
Uh-huh.
was that I saw an interview with Mark Summers
Yeah.
where he was saying that they approached him to do this interview. He talked about stuff, from like Double Dare or whatever the thing is he hosted.
Mm-hmm.
And then they kind of they sort of twisted his words around, and then they ambushed him, and he walked out because he was like, well, this isn't like what we were here to talk about. I don't know anything about this particular stuff. He walked out and they cut it together to make it seem more shocking.
Well, sure.
To give it a narrative that he came on later and he was like, they totally switched it around because that was not the context of what it was. And so him just explaining that they sensationalized something that and cut it up to make it appear a certain way made me very skeptical about the narrative. It's a lot like in Making a Murderer.
Right.
Remember that Netflix show?
Oh, sure.
They did Making a Murderer, and that it had a great narrative in the way it was expressed.
Mm-hmm.
And while I think that the guy actually no, it was like they were wondering about whether he was guilty or not. I read that the police responded. They were like, his shit was all over that car. Like
right.
We found a lot of his DNA on the car where the girl was found dead.
Right.
So yeah, we're pretty sure he did it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like an Occam's razor thing. I take it as
sure.
Why the fuck is her shit on his property and why is you know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
Even though they were upset that he sued them and all, that doesn't mean that they're necessarily I think that there's the difference between incompetence and conspiracies.
Yeah. Yeah. Evidence is a big component of those things.
It's like we want to see that there's some kind of shady
that's,
organization.
That's what it is.
Pulling the strings, but I don't think they are. I don't think
there's got to be the bad guys.
Most of the time,
the big scary bad guys have to be out there somewhere.
They're all coordinated.
That's right.
I saw a George Carlin quote from a long time ago, and he was saying they don't have to be in cahoots. They all have the same interests already. It's fine. They're fucking you over, but they're not it's not a conspiracy. They're each other's friends and they're looking out for each other anyways.
Right.
So it's a little bit less collusion and
a
little bit more,
exactly right.
A little bit more about playing the game of Monopoly and winning.
Yes.
When you're winning the game of Monopoly, it feels like it's all rigged against you.
That's it. They don't need any demons to help them out. They have banks to do that.
We're all just the Belizeans living in the jungles.
Right.
And the god of death, John McAfee, looms over us, just praying that you shit on him and that he eats his own dick. This is the things.
Whatever it takes.
These are the things he
whatever
demands.
It takes for greatness. Greatness. Yeah, that's it.
Greatness at any cost.
Greatness.
The John McAfee story. Dinner at any cost.
Dinner from above. Come on, please.
Help me, Jewish God!
Just need manners.
Ah!
Weird news on the Kickstart with Matt.
Help me, Tom Cruise! Tom Cruise used a witchcraft on me to get the fire off me! Help me, Oprah Winfrey!
A tarantula enjoys a fine chewing gum. The Human Torch is denied a bank loan. The arsonist has partnership.
And now with this week's weird news, here's Mitch.
Hey, so here we go, everybody. Let me get the visuals going for everybody. We got to get our gay robot son out of the way here. So
I'm sporting my gay robot son shirt today for
see.
those who
Matt
are not
is
on the visual components.
That's right. Matt's got it going. All right, here we go, everybody. Get ready. Hold on to your hats. As more Texas school boards seek to censor books deemed too controversial or sexual in content.
Okay.
A conservative court in Texas ruled Friday that government entities, including public libraries, cannot just ban or censor books that they disagree with.
Good.
I can't believe that Texas, of all places, has done this.
The capital of Texas is like the most liberal place in the world.
Yeah, I
know
know that.
But it's just so funny to go to. So Texas, I've been in Texas quite a bit, and but mostly just to the cities like Houston, San Antonio, Austin.
Right.
And they're pretty diverse in general. But there is a lot of untouched space out there.
Yeah.
It is so much. So there's a lot of rural people and those people who are skeptical of the government and any
Mhm.
oversight. See, John McAfee would have ruled there if there was more people
Oh,
around.
yeah. Right, exactly. They were too far apart.
Yeah, they're
That's
just
what
too
it was.
spread
Yeah,
apart.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's wild because there is like a huge constituency of conservative-minded people.
Right, exactly.
But it's also home to a lot of like others-minded people, and I
well.
think it's kind of funny that it's coming from here. But like, why the fuck are you censoring anything? I mean,
It's-
really, honestly,
well,
do you want to live? Is this a free country or not?
no. Only if it's okay. Only if it's okay. The ruling thus far has reached the ruling has far-reaching implications for the broader movement in Texas to restrict books from public school shelves in recent years. The school board in Cy-Fair, it's CY-FAIR.
Yeah,
Cy-Fair. Another one is KATY. Katie, I guess.
Katie, Texas. Yeah, Katie. I've been past Katie.
All right,
actually,
there you
yeah.
go. And beyond have moved to book bans deemed too controversial, including young adult and children's books that show, quote, butts.
Uh-oh.
Already, you've lost me.
How dare they?
If you are banning butts, I want nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
I want nothing. In fact, I thumb my nose at you. In fact, I hope that whatever you have done is undone immediately as you take your last breath.
You'll never see Matt's butt in Texas.
That's absolutely right. You will never, ever,
for
ever.
many reasons.
That's exactly right. Yes. Yes, a lot of different reasons, and some of them have to do with TSA. But
well, they're gonna see your butt though.
Other books that cause sexual arousal, because kids love being horny.
Isn't it funny? It's kind of more of a commentary on the people who are considering these things sexual.
Exactly
than it is.
right. It's the lady doth protest too much.
It's a little strange, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Or depict LGBTQ plus tax relationships.
That's fucking insane.
Well,
why
there's no plus tax
is that
relationships
a problem?
anymore because
Well,
the
no,
government doesn't want anything to do with it.
Yeah,
so
see, they
you
could
can have the tax.
They could be plus in the tax
you
if they wanted.
You keep the tax. Yeah. So
God.
here we have some examples of some of the books that they have banned, which is I Broke My Butt.
Me too.
The cheeky sequel to the international bestseller, I Need a New Butt.
I Broke My Butt. I like that for a title.
Yeah, I mean it's
This
something.
kid has it's like all these squiggly lines.
Yeah,
for a butt.
cellulite, I think. So being Jazz, My Life as a Transgender Teen.
What the fuck is wrong with that?
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I mean, you can live your life. Triple L.
Unless the only thing I see wrong with that is
Yeah.
if you're looking for a music book and you got confused with that.
That's
Because
exactly
then you're
right.
not getting the content you were looking for.
That's
but
right.
other
I
than that,
think there needs to be a sub heading that says not the music,
Not about
the music, not about music, not in the music section. Do not put a music section on the back of the
as
book.
long as we're clear on that, I'm
we just
fine with
need
it.
to make sure that everything is organized. That's really.
I mean,
all
at
it
the
is.
same time, I'd be just as probably like not be able to relate.
Right. Sure. Well, I mean, either way,
same way.
it's very difficult to read the language.
I'll tell you
it's
what,
a lot of,
I have
letters and symbols.
As a musician,
We
I
don't
have
understand.
a musical identity crisis all the time when I'm asked to play jazz. I suddenly don't know which way is up.
Well, this is how it goes, I guess.
So it must be similar to how people feel who are
Right,
born
exactly.
in the wrong bodies.
It's got to be. It's got to be. Well, the case itself originated from parent complaints that a book in the county public library system showed butts and farts.
Yeah, this other Larry the farting leprechaun.
Oh, that's
He's
right. Yeah, we
farting
forgot about
rainbows.
Larry. There's a fart dictionary too, apparently, and this is number 2.
This is the kind of shit that kids are going to talk about anyways. Why not make it silly and fun for them? Like,
yeah, exactly. The
they're-
moment that you taboo it, you end up under a hammock with a hole cut in it.
No, God. Every night.
So just let it all play out. Freud had it right. Prompting local officials to instruct the library director to take those books off the shelves. Officials then requested the director to cull books said to contain pornographic filth. Pornographic
Okay.
filth.
What, these?
Like they're
These
Nancy
books?
Reagan.
Yeah, what the fuck is this shit? Pornographic filth.
Pornographic
As
filth.
he sits there and he faps to it like in
Oh
the
my
back
God!
room.
And
Ah!
and tell me exactly where you put the books. So the list of
I need them all in my
That's
office right this second.
right. So the founding titles include a book about a farting leprechaun, a book about a transgender teen, 2 books about the history of racism in the United States, and a book about puberty.
That's
Because nothing gets me harder than the Klan. I love the robes. I don't like to see any features, but I like points.
I like geometry.
What the fuck does that have to do with any of this? 7 library patrons sued to reinstate the books, claiming censorship violated the First Amendment. After the district court sided with the patrons and the residents, they appealed to Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals and an injunction to reinstate the offending titles that they should return to the shelves within 24 hours. So everything
This
is
is not.
good
This
as
is not.
new.
This is not like, fuck, piss, like blood cum,
Right.
monster sucks up your mom's dookies.
Right.
Number 3 or
Number
something.
3, that's
this is
right.
not. It's not like you're walking through a porn shop. If you showed me like some big old dick like jizzing out blood and guts, okay,
Big
with
old horse
eyes,
cock.
a horse cock, splitting somebody in half, I would be like, this might be maybe like not the time for kids to encounter this kind of thing.
Yeah, sure.
Or the place.
Right. Context is key.
Yeah, but
Context is key.
I broke my butt. It's just silly. I mean, we all look down. You all have an ass. I'm pretty sure
Exactly
most
right.
people, those
Exactly
who
right.
have torsos and legs,
That's right.
but some don't. You know what I'd love to see in there too? I'd love to see more like more visibility for people with disabilities. This is something I've noticed. I can't help but notice this like with my job that there's like a lot of invisibility when it comes to people with like handicaps.
Sure.
And then it's like the public doesn't want to look at them. Like,
Well, of
no.
course. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Yeah.
Like I saw like somebody bitching about you get back up here. I saw somebody bitching about back in like Christmas time, like wheelchair Santas.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I know Santa hasn't been in a wheelchair, but I mean the motherfucker sits down most of the time. His legs might work. He might just be one of those guys who goes to Walmart and needs one of the rascal scooters.
It could be.
That's the only thing that
you don't know whether he's using the elevator, the escalator, the moving sidewalk.
Yeah. Do you really
or whether he's just hopping it?
You want 8 fucking reindeers running through Walmart?
I think not.
Okay, I'd rather him just be in a wheelchair.
Especially when they're giving the samples out. They eat all the Swedish meatballs.
His
That's
legs
the best
swell up.
sample to get.
He eats cookies all day.
And you better hope that Mrs. Claus remembered to put those massaging blood circulators for his legs, because otherwise, his feet are going to be bluer than a white Christmas. I'll tell you what, Santa's going to need a double amputation by the time he touches down back at the North Pole.
Yeah,
So
you mean to tell me that man does not have type 2 diabetes?
Not only
Absolutely.
that, he sits constantly because he's only in and out of the house. He's just dumping the presents and he's like, let's get the fuck. He's got a magic bag that sucks him right back up the chimney.
You want tradition, but you don't want a cost for
That's
it.
exactly
This
right.
is the price you pay.
You don't want to know how the sausage is made.
You
But
want
this is it.
You want a white Christmas?
Type 2 diabetes brings you a white Christmas. Okay.
That's the kind. You want a fat Santa?
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep.
He's gonna end up in a wheelchair one day. But it was just so fucking disgusting that like this Fox News dickhead was like, he's like, I don't need to see this. And then anytime, it's just so fucking wild. But anyways, leave the broken butts on the shelves.
Leave them
okay?
there. Leave them there, please.
Let your children read silly, goofy things.
Just
My
do
God,
it.
what the fuck is wrong with you assholes? Thank God they have the good sense to petition the courts to make that
Well,
happen.
let's stay in Texas,
All right,
okay?
let's
A
stay
Texas
here.
family got
Oh,
a
God.
scare when a nibble from a giraffe turned a 2-year-old safari visit into an airborne adventure. So this giraffe just came along and they was like, you know what? Fuck your books. I'm just going to come right in here and take your children away from you because obviously you don't know what to do with them.
Damn.
I mean,
He just about ate this poor girl.
You know, there's certain things in life that I would like to experience firsthand. One of which I would like a giraffe tongue to wrap around my wrist.
Yeah, you can have that happen. They got big ass long tongues.
I know, but I like the texture of their tongue is very interesting to me, and the fact that it's like It's like a weird little tentacle that they got their fucking giant leg. But anyhow, so I'd imagine that there was this wrapped around the arm and sucked her right out of there. It was like Slurpee time and going right in for the straw. But sometimes you just get a face full of it. Well,
so this is what happens when you hand your child the entirety of the food that you give a giraffe.
Yeah.
You basically turn them into a package.
Yeah, exactly right. You're the courier now. You're the courier, and you're the wrapper around the ice cream cone.
She's a tortilla.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay,
you're
all
the delivery
goodness
system.
She's just wrapped around all the goodness of it. So of course he's going to try to eat her.
That's right.
He doesn't know the difference. He's a giraffe.
That's right. He's just hungry. That's what he's here for. The food. Yeah, exactly right. Whatever it is, I'm not going to question you fucking humans.
Don't make your baby smell like giraffe food.
I don't understand what you guys do and why. Well, Paisley Toden was in bed in the bed of the pickup truck on June 1st when her family drove through the Fossil Rim Wildlife Center, where visitors can see exotic animals like zebras, giraffes, and sable antelope.
Also, by the way, you're doubly wrong here as the driver and parent.
Right.
Your child should not be riding in the bed of the truck.
Yeah.
On a safari. Imagine if a car hit you.
Yeah.
Lost control, or you had to swerve or something like that.
What if
shoot your baby out the back.
Patrol comes by? Then you're really fucked.
That's probably just an agent dressed up like a giraffe.
Absolutely right. It's all about interspecies
back
connectivity.
to Mexico.
That's right. It's like a catapult built right into the agent. They just whip the head, just whip them right back.
It's just an animatronic. He's inside there like a Trojan horse. He's just operating
he's
the
just
gears.
got the button,
and he's surrounded like waist deep with giraffe pellets because he's got to still eat them anyways. So he's got to wait for like an opportunity.
Keep it real.
I still got to chuck like
it's an old Disney manager.
Where
he takes care of all this stuff. keeps us in costume. Yeah. Keep moving. Wag your tail more.
Agent Fields. Look happier. You make that giraffe happier. These kids aren't smiling.
Listen, Jeffrey the giraffe from Toys R Us was first. You're next. All right. Happy it up. So the family stopped to feed the giraffe when it grabbed Paisley's shirt with its mouth and lifted her several feet above the car.
Wouldn't have happened if they were in the cab.
Nope. If everybody was secured in their seat belts, everything would have been fine. But Paisley's mother was in the pickup bed with her and shouted, prompting the giraffe to drop the toddler
onto the street.
Onto the street and say, "You're next, bitch." The girl's family was also shot in the video.
He pops out of the chest, shoots the whole family.
So
had to do something.
So the girl dropped into the mother's arms unharmed. The video of the encounter was taken from the car behind and then eventually given to the family. So my heart stopped and my stomach dropped. It scared the hell out of me, she said. The family took the girl afterwards to the gift shop where they bought her a toy giraffe. There you go.
They rewarded her. So this is just a little prediction, and we don't follow up unless these things come back to us in the news.
Right.
My prediction for this family is that they have learned nothing.
Nope.
They'll continue to put their children in dangerous situations.
Listen, this is the thing. The whole thing, like they says right here, park rules are that when the family visits, they're allowed to ride in the open truck bed as long as an adult is riding with any children. Because what the park is assuming is that the parent is going to keep an eye on the fucking child and that a giraffe won't be able to come down and pick them up with its mouth and lift them into the sky.
I would say that, the fact that the giraffe got them out of the car, and there's a picture of this this
is the return trip that you've got here. Because see how she's out here grabbing? She's like, now I'm interested.
Right. Oh, well.
now I want to know what's going on with my kid. Now that she's in the air.
Now that she's
I'm a Big Journey
reach.
fan. My arms are wide open. I like Mariah Carey's version better. And I'm here to catch this little baby that I just let wander around in the back of this pickup truck.
This is the Creed family,
Matt. I'm too busy sucking her father's dick through the little half window in the back of the cab. You know how that one, you have the little latch and you open it, you can slide it to the side?
I can see the truck.
She's busy. Yep. She's busy. I might not have a giraffe tongue, but goddamn, I'm going to work what I got.
I don't got room for a gun rack back here because I'm too busy getting my knob gobbled by my wife here.
Listen, folks, we can get X-rated now because we're just on YouTube. We're not on Facebook anymore. There's no family involved.
They put the daughter in the cab. The dad comes to the back and he puts the giraffe food right on his lap.
Oh, yeah. He's like Go for it.
Suck it off.
There's some big grains in there.
Mm-hmm.
See what happens.
Come on down,
That's
big
right.
boy.
That's right. It's time. Dinner time.
You look. He tells his wife, you keep watching.
You keep
You
watching.
watch how it's done.
You
You're gonna learn something today.
see how far she's reaching in the window. So, speaking of reaching in the window,
shit.
homeless Florida man wanted to get to jail his own way.
Yeah.
Joseph Leedy, 40, intentionally crashed into a Florida jail's lobby doors on Monday night.
God damn.
And then proceeded to make, quote, homicidal statements. It gets better, while throwing rubber snakes at the officers.
Okay, I think this is something you've been asking for a long
I know,
time.
I was so
A long
happy
time.
today. I had a fucking shitty day with some things, but when I read this story, I smiled so big. I did like the Indian tear, like the one
Yeah.
tear went down. It's like, this is the greatest day that I've had in
There
a
it
long
is.
time. Joseph Leedy, 40, was charged with 4 counts of aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer and a criminal mischief over $1,000, which is a felony after driving a car into the Martin County Jail.
Fuck 'em. Got my hands on a car. Now I've got my hands on a place to stay tonight.
So Leedy crashed into the front entrance of the jail at almost 10 p.m. on Monday.
Assert dominance. Get in there.
He said, quote, the devil made him do it.
Oldest excuse in the book. I love it.
It's great.
No forethought. Let's do it.
So officers, including Bryson Vanatwerp. Oh, by the way, Pat Sajak retired. He's done now.
Yeah, I heard about this happening.
He bowed out before
I
he
hear
died.
He's like a Trump nut.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he seems like he would be.
Yeah, I think
yeah.
on Twitter he was like
Yeah.
espousing a lot of conservative ideals.
Yeah, I think that's
some
why he's
ignorant
retiring. He's
things.
like, as he's getting older, he's got to.
He's like, I want to be able to voice more of these things. Plus, that motherfucker has so much money.
Oh yeah,
So much
yeah.
money. A lot of these times, I think people who are like super rich keep doing the same thing over and over again because they don't know what else to do with their time.
Well, that's
like
a
if
formula.
they were, yeah, like if they just, the money is a secondary thing at that point. It's just like,
yeah, right.
This is how they remain useful or how they remain like
Relevant.
yeah,
I
relevant.
guess because if you stand by the thing that you're known for, then at least you're like you've always held the torch, and
Yeah.
that's a identity.
If you walked away from it, though, you'd almost like have like an identity crisis. 'Cause
Yeah,
you'd be like, well,
yeah.
what am I good for now?
Right,
Especially
exactly.
on a grand stage where everyone can see you.
That's it.
How are you going to go be like a greeter at Walmart?
That's
There's no
it.
way you can go do something that isn't in the public eye because you're so accustomed to getting attention.
Exactly.
You
right.
wouldn't have a job like that if you weren't interested in the attention of others.
That's exactly right. That's exactly what it is.
So anyway,
Well, anyhow, so
And this
officers,
man is interested
including
in-
Bryson Vanatwerp, who wrote the police
Oh, is that why you
report.
thought of
Yes,
it?
yeah, for Vanna White.
Vanna
Because
Twerp.
she's continuing on. She's doing just
she's
fine.
staying.
She's staying.
She's probably
yeah.
happy.
Yeah, she's
He's
like,
he's
thank
always
God
being like,
he's out of there. Well,
Yeah, he's always being
so,
derogatory towards her.
so Juan says that Chuck Woolery was taken over by the pod people too. So,
Oh shit.
yeah. Well, said he looked at us with a blank stare. Then he grabbed a black container that appeared to be oil from the trunk of his vehicle. After crashing through the doors, lady got out of his vehicle wearing a lady's blouse and no pants.
I love it. I love
He
this.
poured motor oil onto the jail's lobby floor, saying he wanted to set it on fire because he came here to kill police.
I love it.
This is it. Smoke was
Oh.
emitting from the front of the car.
This is a GTA NPC.
This is
What- this
incredible.
what
Well,
happened.
So he continued making homicidal statements about police officers and expressed his desire to, quote, kill everyone while he threw rubber snakes on the floor and fought with deputies and fire rescue personnel.
Are you okay, sir?
Snake's going to get you.
Get
I'm
out
going
of
to
here.
kill you with the snake. So Leedy was tased several times and then fell away from the vehicle into the bushes outside
Oh
of
my
the jail.
God.
Mr. Leedy uttered, "The devil made me do it. Why didn't you shoot me and fuck me in the ass. I came here to kill the police. So
Damn, he had a lot more instructions
he
than
definitely
just getting killed.
he thought he had the whole
Tell
playbook
you, the
lined
way
up.
the way that you get the possession out of a body
Right.
is, first of all, end its life,
Yes.
then fuck its ass.
Ironically, Leedy also talked about his hatred for former President Donald Trump. Maybe he's not completely crazy. The Martin County Sheriff's Office said there's no video footage of the incident available at this time.
Oh, well,
we're
they
too
sure
busy-
got pictures.
We're too busy passing it around at parties. So Leedy's surprise entrance into the lobby area cost thousands of dollars in damage.
Well, it's a good thing there's an ATM right next to
That's
the door.
exactly right. All you got to do is make a withdrawal right there in the lobby. So that's he was
I'm
not
looking
able.
for the snakes on the floor, but I don't see
No,
them.
I don't. I think they were further in because the oil's
Yeah.
not there either.
Yeah.
He did it further in.
It looks like they backed the car away because in this one picture,
Yeah,
the car's
that's
halfway
before
into
they
the
took it. Yeah,
entrance.
that's before they took it out. But yeah, it's fucking great. So he was not able to breach the steel security doors, and no one was standing in the lobby at the time of the crash. He was restrained and taken to the hospital, where he continued to be uncooperative until he ended up back in jail. So there you go. They're still out there, folks. They're coming back. I would like to see some more. I really enjoy the elaborate nature of this. This is what I've been missing.
Yeah.
It's on par with the what the fucking show was that
the Jack Bauer
Yeah,
guy.
the Jack
from
Bauer guy,
24.
yeah.
He's like,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
in an apartment. He's putting a crab on a bicycle.
Frozen crab.
A frozen crab.
Yeah, to
he's
save
in the
the-
closet
to save the world.
He's got to
Yep.
save the world.
Yeah, yep.
It's-
It's
I love
brilliant.
that there's intentions.
Yes.
There's methods.
And that's the thing you want. You have to have your modus operandi, because otherwise they it's no good. There's no narrative. They have nothing
there's
to
not-
talk
it's-
about
it's
on the nightly
pointless.
news.
I feel like there's a conviction that I just can't understand.
Yeah,
but that's something I respect.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
the
right.
conviction. So it happens different ways for different folks. Especially for this particular person. Earlier this week, Austin police, going back over to Texas, arrested a suspect in a car thief, or rather, a suspected car thief, and found out, according to his license, that he was 37-year-old Optimus Prime Blakely. And he was placed under arrest for unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. So
Does he have the symbol for pi tattooed on between his eyebrows?
I'm not quite sure. I was trying to figure that out myself, because it could be a couple different things depending upon what is going on at the intersection of the line at the top.
Oh, I see.
Because there's like an upside down U at the bottom almost. I believe that's unbroken, but I was trying to figure that out myself. Of course, I was looking at the symbols, but yeah.
I don't know. He's got a what's it say? Almanac on on his neck.
Yeah, he's an almanac as well. That's he's trying to keep it fresh.
What the
But that's what it wants. That's what's with the hairline. Oh yeah, that is great. Look at the
I
tattooed
love it.
hairline.
Yeah, his hairline's just nice and
It was
sharp.
It was good while it was still there, but eventually
Just
the
mark the borders for me.
all the beaches are receding, friends. So they're growing, I guess it is. I'll tell you what else was growing.
Oh, that was it?
That
Just
was it. It was
Optimus
just
Prime?
Optimus Prime. So
Good to know we finally got him.
that's right. We finally, it was a blow for the Autobots, I guess. The Decepticons,
the Decepticons
celebrated.
won
Yeah.
today.
They were like, "Hey, I got that footage from that police station too. There's oil everywhere. You're gonna watch it."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know
the
it's gonna be-
the oil spills from a
it's
hammock, a
gonna be
hole in the hammock.
fantastic. That's right.
And then there's rubber snakes. I don't know, but
That's right.
something about them does it for me.
We'll figure it out. We'll all figure it out.
Something about it makes me really gets my
That's it.
really moves my
It's
needle.
just, I'll tell you what, it really gets my gears grinding.
Mhm.
63-year-old man who sneezed and coughed at the same time
Oh,
while
no.
eating breakfast at a U.S. diner had a very, very unfortunate event follow. The man,
Did he shit his pants?
the man, almost the man who went. Actually, kind of worse. The man who went with his wife to a Florida restaurant felt a wet sensation,
Uh-oh.
followed by a sharp pain.
Oh.
The doc heard about this already.
Oh.
The man had recently undergone abdominal surgery, and
Oh,
with
no.
doctors assuring him that his incision had healed, but when he lifted up his shirt, he saw that several inches of his colon were coming out of his surgical wound.
Oh God.
He had started to explode like a piñata. The ambulance is summoned to
Just a bunch
paramedics.
of children start coming to eat his insides just out of nowhere.
We want the candy. We want the candy. So the ambulance was summoned to paramedics when arrived. The 3-inch opening, large amount of according to the paramedics, large amounts of bowel were visible through the incision wound. Luckily, the blood loss was minimal though, and there was no damage. to the exposure.
Damn, dude.
So he remained in the hospital for 6 days. He was discharged, and they told him next time, cough and sneeze separately.
Yeah,
It's-
next
it's a
time,
good- it's a good
control
prescription.
control your involuntary bodily
That's
functions.
right. That's
How about
right.
you do that next
Don't
time?
look at the sun. Hold the finger under the nose.
I would
uh,
venture to say even just a cough or just the sneeze. Like
Right.
if you had like 3 coughs in succession, that probably would have ripped this fucking wound open.
We could have given
You
him
don't
a bad
just
day.
get your colon shooting out of a freshly healed wound if
Well-
it was healed up all the way.
He could have lied though. He could have put a little super glue on there. Thought I just want to get this all over with. I
true.
hate the doctors. I got
True.
that lab. What is that? Lab coat, white coat syndrome, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
And and I'm just going to put a little
White
little
coat
bit of that-
fever.
Put that white coat fever. I'll put a little bit of that icy hot on there.
Mhm.
I will just seal it right up. It's going to hurt real bad for a little bit.
That's
It's going to be
all
like Rambo and Rambo First Blood when he seals
Yeah.
that, cauterizes the wound with the hot end of the what does he use? The end of the gun, like goes and shoots the gun. It's like a, and he uses it.
Oh fuck!
Or is it a torch? It might be a torch. I forget what it is. Different
He
movie.
uses the hot barrel of a gun.
It's different.
He
It's-
wastes like 30 bullets
out in
just
the
so
middle
he
of
can
the
like
jungle.
just get what basically a match would do.
So sometimes it's a little too hot, a little too sticky for the match to work, I guess. But I'll tell you what, the match that we're looking for here,
no.
he's back.
The match
he's back.
of hand to face.
Oh, let me tell you what.
Oh,
it's-
he's back. Yeah, he's all back now. I saw him on some. I saw just a brief little clip of him on some podcast, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Are we all just gonna forget, or what's gonna happen here?" So,
Uh-huh,
anyways,
uh-huh.
let's
Well,
continue.
Will Smith recently claimed that he had a spooky encounter with a ghost at a London hotel.
This is what his career has been reduced to.
This.
He's just like, oh yeah, let me give this exclusive
headlines.
story
This
about a
is-
spooky ghost.
These are headlines.
Oh man, oh,
It
God,
gets
okay.
better, too.
All right,
Uh,
I love this. Where'd you get this fucking picture of him?
This it was the most somber picture I could find. He's always smiling all the time. So I was like, he's got to be kind of scared.
I'm gonna tell you something. I kind of really can't stand him. Like, and it's been well before this whole slap a dap.
Oh, that's how I felt too.
Yeah, it just something about like the way he is just irritates me.
Yep.
Just irritates the shit out of me because he seems so kind of weirdly like smug. I'm also like he's also just seems very pathetic too.
Right.
So like not somebody that he's like somebody that if I had to be in the same room as him, I would not want to be there. I would just be like, this guy's gonna suck all the
He's
air
like,
out of the room.
I'm the movie star.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're like, oh, okay. And then he sits in the chair like,
Nobody thinks I'm a good movie star.
nobody knows. I have to yell it every time I
Oh.
come into a room. So in an appearance on the Tonight Show, the actor described what led up to an emergency.
He was on the Tonight Show.
yeah, for the new Bad Boys movie.
He's doing a press circuit
Yeah,
for it and
yeah.
everything like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
They've forgiven him, and his
Oh my God,
career
yeah.
is unhindered by this whole
He's
nonsense.
back with Martin Lawrence.
Well, Martin Lawrence doesn't have a great career. I mean, Martin Lawrence didn't do anything fucked up that
yeah,
I
but
know
what's
of.
the name of the movie? Bad Boys. It's the perfect comeback.
He
It's
started-
all been orchestrated.
He started
It's all
marketing
been
it
orchestrated from the
immediately.
beginning. I'm telling you. He's like, Martin.
We're gonna slap a bitch. I'm
Listen
gonna tell
to
you
me.
something.
I have to get back to Hollywood. You and me, we're doing another Bad Boys movie. I don't know what the fuck you've been doing, but we're doing another movie.
I was going even further back that the Bad Boys 3 was planned, and the way he was getting into it was by changing his image and slapping Chris
This
Rock.
is
I like
it.
yours better,
No.
though, where he's like, fuck, what am I going to do to get back? Martin! We got to do 3.
We've
Gotta
got
do
to
number
the third
3.
one. We've got to do the third one because you know what? My life is over if we don't do this movie. Okay, I got a lot of guys.
Jada?
I got.
She's sharpening the knives at home a lot.
Every day.
Often.
She stares at me, Martin. She
Doesn't-
stares at me
doesn't blink.
through the window. Through the window. She hired men. She had a bunch of guys come in.
She's just doing
They
this.
normally take care of the lawn.
Swaying back. Just like,
Got her hair all slicked down, looking very serpentine. What? They normally take care of the lawn, Martin. They came in, they installed windows in my house through the wall so she can stare at me wherever I am. I live in a mirror ball, Martin. It's a mirror ball made of windows now. Jada, she's sharp. We have so many knives and they're so sharp. She never talks to me anymore, though. I ask her, I say, hey, baby, what are we doing for dinner tonight? She just keeps sharpening and staring at me. I try to get near. She hisses at me, Martin. What does that mean? What does that mean? What's your wife's name again? She ever do that to you? Did your wife ever hiss at you? Did she ever sharpen knives at you? I don't know what to do, Martin.
One of my favorite simple little recuts of that whole event is just somebody simply cut Will Smith saying, keep fucking my wife's mouth. And then he's like, Chris Rock is like, I'm going to. That has to be one of the most publicly embarrassing things to happen in the past, easily the past 10 years or more.
Yeah, it's on par with like uprising nations presidents being murdered on live television.
It's kind of like, it's like fucking Reagan getting shot and surviving it. Oh, it's a lot like the Bush just like dodging the shoe.
Yeah.
He just like a ninja.
He was right out of the way.
Man, that trained him real good at Bohemian Grove.
Yeah, he's used to dodging the fruit.
That would be like a great just a great premise for a movie that Bohemian Grove is actually training these higher elite people to have like ninja skills.
Yeah. Listen, all you guys, you got a lot of money, but you suck. All right,
you're doughy and weak. And easily snuck up on.
It's Jerry Stiller. Listen, everybody. Yeah, you got a lot of money, but you suck. Okay.
You didn't even know I was behind you.
I've been here. I've been waiting in the bathrooms, the sauna, then the basketball court.
Not one of you looked at me.
Nobody saw me. I'm a short man with a very curly orange hair. It would be a great premise. I think we should. We're going to resurrect. Who are we going to bring back? We got to bring back.
Only we could bring them back. Pretty soon we'll be able to with the AI and everything.
Yeah. Let's bring back. I don't know, Chris Farley. We could get him.
I love Chris Farley come back. I think that's a great poll.
There you go.
That's unanimously everything. I think everybody would be like, sure.
Yeah, he can do it.
He can come back. Just keep him away from the heroin for a little while.
That's all we need to do.
No speedballs for you, Chris.
See if we make him a robot though somehow.
Oh, robot Chris Farley. He can do as much drugs as he wants.
Because then he won't care. Yeah.
You know what happens when you throw drugs at Marty at the grocery store? He sucks them up, cleans them up like a vacuum.
You hear it right over the intercom. They're like, clean up. They're like, never mind.
Never mind.
Everything's
never
fine.
mind, people. Everything's just as it was before 5 seconds ago.
And then you hear tires peeling out as Marty flies through the store.
Or you just see Marty tipped over with all his guts like pulled out, and somebody's just running away with all the heroin.
Marty got messed up with some bad people. They always knew where to find him.
Those people down at self-checkout.
It was his downfall. It was Marty's downfall. Well,
okay, so tell me about Spooky Ghosts.
So this is it. So in an appearance on the Tonight Show, he talked about an emergency checkout while playing a game of True Confessions along with Martin Lawrence and Jimmy Fallon. So he said this was probably 27 years ago.
Okay.
The ghost urinated in my friend's toilet and cleared all the messages from his phone.
So it was Will Smith that did this.
So, first of all,
he pissed in the toilet.
Yes,
went through his phone record and just deleted all the messages.
That's basically what happened. They just got shit faced. And this is what happened.
That's all I'm hearing.
Well, so Smith then revealed that his encounter with the apparition occurred at a 5-star hotel in London or near London's Hyde Park that welcomed guests like Cher, Mariah Carey, Sylvester Stallone, and, ironically, President George Bush.
Okay.
We didn't hear it talk, so we assumed the ghost was British. But it was scary enough for us to check out of our hotel. He said,
How did this PR person that works with Will Smith, first of all, it must be a nightmare
Yep.
being his PR guy.
Yep.
Why would he think that this makes Will Smith seem less crazy?
"Can't talk about Jada, that's
also,
for sure."
more
That's right.
endearing.
Nope.
Sorry, enduring is what
Nope.
he wants to be.
We just got to build up this whole thing where you're just like, you're an open kind of guy.
Oh, I see. So this is like kind of not super scary as far as like having wild beliefs because a lot of people believe in ghosts. So that belief isn't super scary.
This is a shot of Will Smith.
He looks like he's gonna cry.
Looking through the glass window in his bathroom door while he takes a shit as Jada is sharpening a knife on the other side of the window. That's what this is.
swaying, just
This is him looking and
pacing.
saying, "This is my life now." He's just staring. He's like, I signed up for this.
This is like
Tupac, you motherfucker.
she calls him Tupac in bed.
Oh, you know
Easily.
it. You know it.
Honestly, would have been a better joke. Chris Rock would have got shot probably for this one.
Yeah.
But he should have been like, Jada Pinkett Smith is here. I'm glad to see. Or no, he should have been like, I'm glad to see that Tupac is back
Yeah.
with the shaved head. Now, right? Because she looks more like him.
Right.
All she needs is a bandana, and now it's Tupac's back. Tupac's back.
And it's
Guess who's
gonna
back?
be trouble.
Tupac's back. Dude,
Well, do you believe in ghosts? Jimmy Fallon said.
Mm.
Will Smith replied, "I believe there are things out there you don't understand, Jimmy.
like me.
Like my wife. My wife. Like me. Like my wife. Like Martin
I love
Lawrence's wife. What's her name again?
If I was a reporter, if I was a reporter or someone that got to interact with him
Yeah.
on camera,
Yeah.
I 100% would be like Jada Pinkett Smith.
Right. Right?
Come, Jada Pinkett Smith,
Huh?
come on. What are you gonna do? Oh my god!
Completely insensitive.
Just baiting him.
Just,
Oh my god!
you're just begging for the sequel.
Oh my god! Oh my
Only
god!
one bad boy here, baby.
Let's see you handle real man.
That's right.
Speaking of which, I wonder if he was close with P. Diddy or not.
Oh, who knows?
I think he's already got a jailer though. That's his wife.
That's it. That's it. It's all. We're all living in a prison colony. Yep. And that's why we'll see you next time on another episode on the Kickstart with Matt.
And that's
We're dying.
oh fuck. Oh,
Oh, get ready.
fuck Will Smith. He's not allowed to come back. I
we're
don't
gonna,
like it.
We're gonna trade places with you, Chris Farley.
Please. The world would be much better off. I'll tell you, Facebook would not block him.
That's exactly right. All right, internet people, we did it.
We got it all.
We made it through.
We got to be prompt with our we got to be prompt with our shows sometimes because we're hosting 2 entire shows on the same network, and so we have like a limitation.
Juan says that Will Smith slapped a comedian who kissed him on the red carpet a few years ago.
I saw that. Yeah, he went
Yeah.
like this. He like backhanded him in the face, and he was
Wow.
like, "What the fuck is that?" He was like half like laughing, but he's like, he told him like he was like, "What?" He goes, "What the fuck's wrong with you?" And then, but it was over the line. The guy
Yeah.
like tried to kiss him. He like grabbed his face and tried to kiss Will Smith, and he was like, and so Will Smith like backhanded him in the face, like just basically like this, like,
yeah. Yeah.
and then spit came flying out like a Rocky movie. His mouthpiece came flying out.
That's right.
Blood.
Flying across the stage.
Man.
Well,
Ugh. Phony baloney.
we'll see what happens, everybody.
Yeah. we need to tell 8 of your friends
That's
to
right,
like our
tell-
Facebook page if you want to see us back on there.
Either that or it's we're sticking to YouTube until they
Yeah.
integrate Instagram better into this.
Whatever.
But either way, who cares?
We can whip our dicks out on YouTube. What are they going to do?
Yeah, exactly
What are they
right.
going to do?
They
Just
don't
mark
care
it
about
not safe for
That's
work.
right. It's not safe for work. Not safe for anybody who isn't
human
looking
consumption.
for it. Who isn't looking for it. That's right.
Oh man,
It's
you
all
would think
about it.
you would think that our content was a teenage girl's excrement, and that Facebook and the public was John McAfee.
You'd
with the
think
way
they would be hungry for it,
you
but
think they'd want it. Mm-mm.
nope,
Just regular excrement.
nope. We love you. Goodbye.
Bye.